Something important goes missing at Heartland, and it sets off a chain of events no one sees coming. It's not just an object, it's a moment that pulls the entire family into uncertainty, forcing old wounds to surface and hidden truths to rise. Episode 8 begins with a quiet fear. The fear that something precious may be lost for good. The episode opens with a cold, early morning at the ranch. The sun is only beginning to rise, and the light is soft and thin across the fields. Everything looks calm, but that calm breaks fast when Amy steps outside and notices something is wrong. A horse that should be in the paddock is nowhere to be seen. At first, she thinks maybe someone moved it during the night. But the longer she looks, the clearer it becomes, this isn't a simple mistake. Something is missing, and that unease spreads through her like a sting. She walks toward the empty gate, noticing it hanging slightly open, the chain loose, as if someone or something pulled it apart. Amy knows horses don't just vanish, and nothing on this ranch ever just happens. She rushes back to the barn, calling for Jack, and there's a heaviness in her voice that tells him this is serious. Jack follows her outside, his eyes scanning the same open space she did, and even he can't hide the worry building in his chest. This isn't the kind of problem they can ignore. Meanwhile, inside the house, Lou feels the tension before she even hears the news. She steps onto the porch, looking between Amy and Jack, sensing that the day has already taken a turn none of them were prepared for. And it's only sunrise. What makes it worse is the timing Heartland has been trying to regain its balance after weeks of stress, disagreements, and quiet fears. The family already feels stretched thin, each person carrying their own burdens. But this new mystery pulls them back into a familiar place where they must work together, whether they're ready or not. The missing horse becomes more than just a problem. It becomes a symbol of something deeper unraveling within the ranch. Amy stands in the middle of the yard, trying to stay calm. But there's a fire in her eyes that says she won't rest until she finds answers. And that is where the true story of Episode 8 begins, not with drama, it's not with noise, but with a silent space where something should have been, and isn't. The title of this episode, Lost and Found, becomes clear as the story unfolds. It is not only about a missing horse. It is about the things this family has misplaced in their hearts without even noticing. As Amy, Jack, and Lou gather near the barn, the tension between them is almost louder than their words. They are all trying to stay calm, but each one carries a weight they haven't spoken about. Amy blames herself quietly, thinking she should have checked the paddock earlier. Jack feels a familiar pressure settle on his shoulders, the kind he carries every time something threatens Heartland. And Lou, though she tries to keep her voice steady, knows that this mystery arrives at the worst moment, right when she is already struggling to balance her responsibilities and the growing distance between her and the family. But the theme goes deeper than fear or frustration. As they start talking, the missing horse becomes a reminder that sometimes life takes things from you, not just animals or objects, but trust, patience, and connection. Amy remembers something Jack told her years ago: you don't lose something forever unless you stop looking for it. That line echoes in her mind now, giving her a spark of hope. She realizes that finding the horse is only half the challenge. The other half is repairing what has quietly broken inside their relationships. The wind moves through the yard as the three of them stand facing the problem together. The ranch, usually filled with warmth, feels strangely cold this morning. Yet within that coldness, there is a chance for something powerful. A chance for them to rediscover what they've pushed aside: courage, unity, and the simple truth that Heartland survives because its people stand as one, even when life pulls them apart, while Amy leads the search with fierce determination. Lou steps forward with unexpected strength, offering ideas and taking charge in her own way, and Jack, always the anchor, reminds them that whatever is lost can be found again, but only if they hold on to each other. The theme of the episode becomes the heartbeat of every step they take next. Episode 8 isn't just about what disappeared, it's about what they must fight to bring back. Amy doesn't waste a single second once she realizes the horse is missing. She moves through the fields with a quiet focus, every step guided by instinct. This isn't just another training case. This is personal. The missing horse is one she has been working with for weeks. A gentle but frightened animal that only recently began to trust her. Losing that horse feels like losing the progress they fought so hard to build. As Amy walks toward the far pasture, she notices prints in the dirt that don't look like normal hoof marks. Something startled the horseor. Someone tampered with the gate during the night. She kneels beside the tracks, fingers brushing over the soil, and she feels a shiver run up her spine. There is a story written here, something she must read carefully as she studies the area. The silence around her feels different, thick, heavy, like the land is holding its breath. Amy stands and scans the horizon, remembering the small signs she missed days earlier. The horse had been restless, turning its head toward the woods as if hearing something she couldn't. At that time, Amy ignored it, thinking it was just nerves. Now she wonders if the animal sensed danger long before she did. A wave of guilt pushes against her chest, but she tries to fight it off. This is not the moment to fall apart. This is the moment to understand. Her thoughts drift to Ty, not in sadness, but in strength. She remembers how he taught her to trust the first sign of trouble, no matter how small. That memory steadies her breath. She closes her eyes for a moment and listens. The wind carries a faint sound, barely there, soft rustle, a distant call, something she can't fully name. But it's enough. Amy turns toward the forest line with renewed determination. She knows the horse is out there, somewhere hidden in the thick trees or trapped in a place it cannot escape from alone. As she steps closer to the woods, she feels the familiar spark inside her, the one that has guided her through countless rescues. She isn't just searching for a missing animal. She's searching for answers, for clues, for the piece of this puzzle that will make everything click. The fear in her heart slowly shifts into purpose. Amy realizes that the true mystery of this episode begins here in the quiet forest, where something important waits to be found. While Amy searches the fields, Lou stands in her office, staring at a message she hoped would never come. It's from the council, a warning that a decision she made last week may be overturned. It's not just a minor issue. This choice could affect the ranch, the town, and her reputation as mayor. Lou tries to stay calm, but her frustration builds like a pressure she can't release. She has been trying to hold everything together, balancing Heartland, Maggie's, her daughters, and her political duties. But today feels like the moment everything slips out of her hands. She folds the message into her pocket and heads outside, trying to hide the stress from the family. Still, Jack sees it in her eyes immediately, and she hates that she can't pretend around him. Lou's conflict grows, even heavier, when she realizes the missing horse is somehow linked to the same tension she's been trying to avoid. The council plans to inspect the ranch soon, and any sign of trouble, even one missing animal, could be used against her. She walks across the yard, watching Amy search with fierce determination, and suddenly feels torn between two worlds. One world demands her attention as mayor, pushing her to ward meetings, emails, and endless decisions. The other world, Heartland, needs her heart, her grounding, her ability to stay calm when chaos rises. Lou feels like she is standing between two doors, both pulling her at the same time as she steps into the barn. Lou speaks softly to herself, whispering the fears she hasn't told anyone. She worries about losing the confidence of the town, about disappointing her family, and about failing the ranch that raised her. She wants to help Amy and Jack, but she also knows the fallout from her political choices could hit them harder than they expect. Lou closes her eyes, takes a deep breath, and forces herself to be strong. She decides she will not run from this challenge, no matter how overwhelming it feels. If the council threatens Heartland, she will fight back. If her family needs her, she will show up. Episode 8 becomes the moment Lou realizes she must choose not between two worlds, but for both of them, because Heartland is not just where she lives, it is where she leads. While the rest of the family searches the ranch and tries to understand what went wrong, Tim finds himself pulled into a storm he didn't see coming. It begins with a call, short, tense, and unexpected. Someone from his past wants to meet him, someone he hoped he had already closed the chapter on. The message is simple but sharp. It's about the horse.
Ah!
Those words hit him harder than he wants to admit. Tim stands alone in the hallway, gripping his phone tighter than necessary, knowing that whatever this is, it won't be easy. His past has a habit of showing up at the worst possible time. And today is no different. As he walks outside, his mind races back to the early days when he made mistakes he wishes he could erase. People he let down, promises he broke, deals he tried to forget. Tim has worked hard to change, to become someone better for his family.